Hi everybody, sorry if this is a little bit wobbly. We're just setting off for Unravel Fest. I'm going to vlog Unravel Fest today, so yeah, I probably won't speak too much in the car because as I say it's very wobbly, so I will just see you there. Hi everybody, so I've unraveled, that works quite well actually. I've arrived at Unravel Fest. It's been a little bit stressful because we got stuck in horrific traffic and the car park is absolutely heaving. It's so busy and we can't really park anywhere else because I can't really walk around the show and walk a distance with my knees, so yeah, it was a little bit of a nightmare, but doing a lot better now. So yeah, we're just dogs going to the loo and then we're going to put them in the car for their little sleepy nap, and then people driving like crazy around here right now, and then we're going to go in. So I'm probably not going to talk too much whilst we're in. I'm just going to film lots of like what's going on, and then I'm going to do like a what I bought afterwards kind of thing. So there's just going to be a few clips of it in so you can get an idea of what the festival's actually like. So yeah, see you in a bit.
Where I had sometimes played chess, and when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, they seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met, and you saw me, and forevermore I like to share that vintage dream. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met, and you saw me, and forevermore I like to share that vintage dream. Yeah, forevermore we're living in that vintage dream.
Hi everyone, so we finished at Unravel Fest. We've been here for 3 hours and we've had a fantastic time, had a bit of lunch out, bumped into a couple of people that I knew, which was nice. I saw Sophie from the Knit Pearl Girl, Anna from Along Avec Anna, and I got some of her, well, quite a lot of her yarn. So I got quite a lot of things. I've realised I've literally bought green yarn in different tones. So it's becoming a bit of an issue. But anyway, I will do a little thing at some point where I show you everything I've bought, which I'll obviously that be coming just now in the video, so I'll film that later on when probably not today but another day. I'll film that and show you everything that I've bought because I got some really lovely things. But yeah, I've just had a fantastic time. It's been like the best day. It's the first time I've ever done a yarn festival. I've done like knitting and stitching show, like fabric and yarn and stuff, but this is the first time I've done a full yarn show, and it was amazing because you don't really get these small indie dyers and these small businesses in like the knitting and stitching show and stuff. It tends to be the bigger brands, so it's just lovely to like see so many different people, see people that you recognize from Instagram, different brands and stuff that I follow on there. So yeah, I had a really fantastic day. So now we're just gonna head home. It's quite a long drive home, so we're just gonna head home and then chill for the evening. So I will catch up with you later and show you everything that I bought. Hi everybody, it's a few days later now. I got back from Unravel Fest on Saturday, it's now Tuesday. I had a really fantastic time. It's the first time I've ever been to a yarn festival. I've been to like the knitting and stitching show and things like that before, which is obviously like a mixed creative craft show, which has a mix of yarns and fabric, but they often don't have like the smaller indie businesses and the smaller indie dyers and things like that. So this was really quite different and really lovely. I really enjoyed myself. Everyone was really friendly. It was just so lovely to get to chat to so many people that sort of, you know, have the same hobby as you and the same interest as you, and yeah, passionate about, you know, like sustainability and saving the planet and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I did buy quite a few little bits. You may have seen I think I got quite a lot of clips of just like the stalls. It's mostly just loads of clips of yarn, so hopefully that was interesting for you, because it would have been impossible to have like talked in the halls and stuff, because it's in like multiple different rooms, multiple different halls, and it was so loud and so noisy for the camera anyway, not like for a human but for the camera. I'm not sure you would have been able to hear me, and also there was just so many people like jostling around, so like to find space would have been a bit stressful, I think. So yeah, I just sort of got as many clips as I could so you can get like an idea of what it's like, because they do it again in October, I think it is, or September, so it's twice a year. So if you want to go along, definitely should. It's in Surrey, if you're wondering where it is. So yeah, let's get started. I think we'll sort of go in, like I bought things, multiple things from like one certain shop, and then multiple things from another certain shop, so I'll go in shops. That probably makes the most sense, I think. So let's start off with sort of the non-yarn bits. So this is the first thing I got, which is this is a yarn bowl. I've been wanting one of these for ages. So you put your yarn in here, and then you have your working yarn thread that comes through the hole there, and it means that, you know, your wool just has like somewhere to go, your yarn ball has somewhere to go, because I have this issue because I have dogs. I actually hoover every day but there's always so much dog fur no matter how much you hoover, so I don't really want like my yarn just sort of hanging about. I don't really want it on the floor and on the sofa as well. Like I'm often got a dog next to me, so the same thing. So I've been wanting a yarn bowl for ages, and the knitting gift shop was selling these really lovely ceramic yarn bowls. They were new, she said, and they're just beautiful. It's very much my style. I love this kind of thing. I think it's called like earthenware or something, this type of pottery, and it's a really lovely like sort of tealy, bluey, greeny colour, which again is like one of my favourite colours. So yeah, that's been really good. I've already started using that loads. It's just so useful to have. I just put it on the bookshelf in front of me, in front of the sofa, and it just, yeah, stops my yarn from getting messy or dirty. So really pleased with that purchase. And then the next thing, which wasn't yarny, was some buttons. Hopefully that isn't too noisy for you. These are from Buttoned Up, so Instagram Buttoned Up UK. I will tag these people below, so you can see. But basically they are handmade ceramic buttons, which are just stunning. I'm always on the lookout for buttons for makes, I mean for sewing now as well, but mostly it used to be for knitting, because, you know, you make a gorgeous cardigan and then you just end up having to whack on some like boring bog standard buttons, and that just also makes me really sad. So I'm always on the lookout for pretty buttons, but yeah, these really took my fancy because they're beautiful flowers. I'm thinking of knitting a blue cardigan soon, and also an off-white cardigan, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to use them for, but I normally put a standard of sort of like on that size about 9 buttons, so I picked up 9 buttons, but the lady said if I wanted more I could just contact her and she could send them to me, and I've sort of gone for 3 colours, yellow, pink and blue, with the idea that they'll go like that down the cardigan. So it's just a bit different and a bit special, because obviously like that's the joy of making your own clothes, is that you can make them really unique. So I was really pleased with these, and now that I know of this lady, I'm definitely going to be shopping with her. You know, like I know her quality, and I saw quite a lot of other buttons that I really liked, so I will definitely be buying from her website and from her Etsy shop, because as I say, I'm always on the lookout for pretty buttons. It's like one of the big things that I'm always looking for. Okay, so then on to the last non-yarny thing. This is from Adventures in Yarn Craft, and I just thought it was quite cool. It's going to go really well in here in my office and crafting room, because it's pink and blue, and this is like grey, pink and blue in here. I thought the flowers also look like, I don't know if you can see, yeah, they look like peonies, and then obviously it's got the skein of yarn. I just thought it was really cool, really pretty, so we're hopefully going to frame that and get that up on the wall. So that's Adventures in Yarn Craft, who I have actually bought from before, and I was really excited to see that they were going to be there. I shared that in my previous video, my spring haul. There's a yarn from her shop, a sock yarn from her shop, and I bought another one whilst I was there. I wasn't actually planning on buying this, because I went with a kind of like plan in mind of what I was going to buy, and then I ended up with a few extras. But my husband asked if he could have some of the nice yarn. He came with me and went round with me, and yeah, he wanted some nice yarn for some socks, because he's been asking me to make him some socks. So we got this, which is the Luxe sock yarn. It's 85% superwash and extra fine merino and 15% nylon, so like standard sock combination, in the shade Forest. So yeah, that's what he wanted. So I think I'm going to do him some ribbed socks. He wants quite long ones, so that he's like super cozy when he's like watching the TV, because that's what he's going to use them for, or like when he's got his wellies on or something. I think there's probably going to be quite a bit left over though, because that always says every time I knit socks, 100 grams makes quite a lot of socks, although his feet are a lot bigger than mine, so we'll see. But yeah, that's really lovely from Adventures in Yarn Craft. I really like her yarns, they are really beautiful. She has some really interesting things. And then the next purchase was the Camel's yarn, who's a new to me business yarn dyer. I hadn't heard of them before, and now I'm obsessed with their Instagram. It's so beautiful. The shades that she does are just so me. They're just absolutely stunning, and she does like so many, you know, all the way from like blue to green, like pinks, yellows, reds, like ochres, rusts, just the most stunning colours. So I know I'm going to be buying more soon. So I picked up this mini skein set. You can see the colours there. So all greens and blues, because I want to make a scarf. I did this in my last video, as I say, in my haul. I showed all the sock yarns that I have, and I said I was going to make socks, but now I've decided I think I'm going to make myself a really nice scarf, in like a fingering weight. So I'm going to use like a pale green from Adventures in Yarn Craft, and I've got a cream, and then I've picked up these as well, so they all sort of tone in together, blues, greens, turquoises, creams, because I have a yellow raincoat that I wear a lot in the spring, and I feel like I need a scarf to go with it, and I just thought that that would be a really nice to have like blues and greens with the yellow. So that's the plan with that, is to use this amongst others to make myself a really nice little scarf for the springtime. I think I'm probably going to use the Tailoress Studio pattern. She has one that's like got wiggles on it. I can't remember what it's called. I did think about just doing a scarf, like a really small thin lacy scarf in just this, because this is about 400 meters in total, because it's 100 grams of yarn. So I could have just used these, but I think I'm just going to make the bigger one, because then I can sort of wrap it round and round and round me when it's really cold. So yeah, definitely going to be shopping from this again. So this one is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, so these would work great for socks as well. But as I said, I've got so many sock yarns, I think it's nice to make something that isn't socks. Okay, and then my last purchase of the day, and my big purchase, was from Alongavec Anna, who I've been following for a long time now, and I've been wanting to purchase some of her yarn, specifically this shade, because I think it's really stunning. And so when I saw she was going to be there, I sort of made a beeline for her stall, and luckily I did, because I bought 15 skeins of yarn because I'm using it to make my big ruffle jumper that you may have seen on Kirsty's Handmade Christmas. I'm releasing that pattern this year, so I want to make up another version, like a spring toned version, which I'm going to start knitting soon, and I need a lot of yarn because it's got these ruffles, so it takes quite a lot of extra yarn. So yeah, I basically almost cleared her out of this shade, so I'm really excited that I managed to get those. So this is what I got. So this is the 100% double merino, and this is all ethical, non-mulesing. You know, Along with Anna's yarns are really sustainable, really ethical yarns. Yeah, so this is like a standard DK 100% merino in the shade Jade, and it's a lovely, really pale jade sagey green, which is exactly what I wanted. I think it's going to be lovely for spring, you know, when it's like sort of warm enough to not have to wear a coat or a jacket, but you need like a jumper over the top of a dress. So that's my plan with this. So I've got absolutely loads of it. As I say, I will do a cutaway so you can get like a better look at the shade and stuff. So I was really pleased with that. And then she threw in a little bag for free because I was buying so much yarn. She gave me a little bag which was super cute, which I think is going to be really nice. It says keep cozy and knit on. I think this is going to be really good for like smaller projects like my sock knitting and stuff, to put them in there when I'm knitting them. And then the last thing I got, which was from Along with Anna as well, is this little pin which says wool lover on it, which I just thought was really cute and would look really nice on my hand knit cardigans. I'm sort of getting into like wearing pins. My friend got me a Jane Austen one for my birthday last year, and yeah, I'm sort of like getting into wearing them on my hand knits, which is really nice. So yes, that is everything that I bought at Unravel Fest this year. I hope you enjoyed watching the vlog. I've got quite a few more things that I'm going to, so I will vlog them. I'm going to the Stitch Festival in London at the end of March, which I will mostly be shopping for fabric, because obviously I've just bought a huge amount of yarn. So mostly shopping for fabric there. It's really good for fabric, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I will vlog that. And then at the beginning of May, the first bank holiday weekend in May, it's the Cotswolds Wool Weekend, which is a brand new yarn festival in the Cotswolds that I'm getting involved with. I think I'm going to be doing a talk and a workshop there, which is really exciting. So I will vlog that and show you what that's like. It would be really nice if anybody who's local to Cirencester, which is where it's going to be, or you know, not too far from Cirencester, wants to get involved, wants to come along, because as I say, it's a new festival and we're hoping to really, like, it'll be sort of, you know, the Yarndale or the Unravel of the Cotswolds area. So hopefully we'll be able to keep doing it in years to come. So yeah, put it in your diary. As I say, it's the first bank holiday May bank holiday weekend. I can't remember the exact dates. I think something like the 28th, 29th, or the 29th, 30th and 1st of May. Anyway, I'll give you more details about that in like a knit and chat or something later on. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because there's going to be loads more videos coming soon. Lots of exciting things, like I just said, lots of vlogs and stuff. My next video is going to be a knit and chat, and then there's an inside the craft room with a very exciting guest. So yeah, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.